everybody, it's Alyssa. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we're doing a art challenge. I asked you guys on my Instagram what type of art challenges I should do, and I already have a long list of ideas of art challenges I want to do, but this one is the one that I wanted to do the most. So today we will be doing the dollar store art supply challenge. If you don't know what that is, basically you go to the Dollar Tree, the dollar store, for me it's a Dollar Tree, and you try to use all the art supplies from the store to make an art piece. That being said, let's go ahead and head on over to the Dollar Tree.
Being sus. Got erasers. Neon erasers. Just anything that like pad. Yeah, they are. Look at all of this. They got chalk writers, paint, brushes. Look.
Hey guys, I just got back from the Dollar Tree and I have 3 bags full of stuff. I think I went a little bit overboard, I'm not gonna lie, but so worth it. So I spent $23.50, so I bought 22 items, and then we had tax from the Dollar Tree. So I bought 22 items, all of them being art supplies, and we are going to try them out. I just want to say a disclaimer, I'm not like a crazy amazing artist or anything like that, but it's fun watching people do art challenges. It's one of my favorite things to watch. So I wanted to do it too. So the medium that I am the best at is definitely painting. And luckily for me, they pretty much only had paint stuff. I tried to record a little bit in the store as you guys saw, but there was a lot of people, even though it was 9 in the morning. Yeah, there was a lot of people, and it's just awkward filming in public. So I'm trying to work on that a little bit better, but here we go with the first bag. The first item I grabbed was this artist palette to put the paint on. They also had packs of like 5 with like cute Disney characters on them. I just got this one because I just like that there was more slots for more paint, but there are tons of different kinds that were there for like Disney. There was like a Mickey Mouse shaped one, which was really cute. Keep in mind, guys, these are all $1. So they had a bunch of different size canvases. I got the 6x8 inch because I typically like to make art pieces that are on this size. I don't like to make really big ones or really small art pieces, so I kind of like it in the middle. I got 2 of them just in case I mess up. So this is the Crafter Square Stretch Canvas, 100% natural cotton, which is good for like oil and acrylic paints. So I got 2 of them just in case I mess up. And then the rest of this bag is literally full of paint. So they had like one little set of like acrylic dip paints, but I just know those are not gonna be good. So I got a bunch of these spraying temper paints, and temper paint is washable. I used to use them for like when I would go to high school football games back in high school, and we would like paint our bodies up and stuff like that. This is the type of paint that we would use. So I got basically every single color. I know I could have just gotten the primaries and just started mixing, but for me it's just easier to get every color. They're 8-ounce bottles, guys, for $1. So we've got blue, brown and black, purple and red. Then we had yellow, orange, and white. All right, let's get into the next bag. Then I saw this pack of 15 count erasers, and I don't feel like you can ever go wrong with erasers. I got this 2-pack of sharpeners just because I needed sharpeners for my colored pencils, but that won't be relevant for this video. So I see a lot of people when they do the art supply challenges, they use like correction markers or correction fluid to put highlights in their artwork. So I found this Bic correction fluid to use, basically whiteout, and I'm gonna try to use that for highlights. We'll see. And I got this pack of ink soft scripts mechanical pencils. I've always used these pencils and I always think that they're really great actually, and they're rainbow. Then I got a pair of scissors because my scissors have been breaking because I use scissors so much. All right, and one more bag. I got a squeeze applicator bottles. I mainly got this to put water in so I could like rehydrate my watercolors and my gouache paints. Oh, and here's the last 2 paint colors I got. So I did end up getting the pink. I couldn't remember if I got the pink or not. So I got pink and I also got green. So I got 10 colors down here. And they do have brushes as well. I know these brushes are not gonna be pretty good, but this is what we have to work with. So I got these chunky brushes. The bristles look absolutely horrible on them, so I don't know how it's going to be. But I got this chunky brush to help like cover like a bigger area. And then I got this 7-piece brush set They had another brush set, but it looked way worse quality than this one. So we'll see if this brush set works good. So let me turn the camera angle down and we are going to try to make some type of art piece from this. I do want to try to do a landscape because I really like painting landscapes. It's just like really relaxing. So I do have a reference up on my phone and I'm going to try to paint a beautiful fall looking landscape on this canvas. And don't judge me if it comes out bad. Like I said, I am so new to this like art stuff, trying new things. Yeah, you guys will kind of get the good and the bad when it comes to my art videos because I'm not like amazing. I'm still teaching myself and learning. So yeah, let's do this. Okay guys, so I'm gonna be honest with you. This is the first time I've ever done a video where I'm like, the view is down here. I got like this nice new tripod and everything to hook to my desk. So ignore me if I show you something in the wrong direction because it's kind of awkward. But here we have everything. I have everything laid out. So I read online that it's best to start off a canvas by aligning it with a paint first, like white paint or black paint, depending on what you want like your background color to be. So I'm just going to use the white paint, and I've never used tempera paint before, but I read online about like the consistency and stuff of it and what it used to be used for. It's mainly used for like kids crafts and stuff at school now, but apparently it's one of the oldest known paints around, which is pretty cool. It definitely reminds me of acrylic, but definitely more watered down than acrylic. So I'm going to use one of these chunky brushes to put it on the canvas. So I don't even know what type of bristle this is. Like it's so, like, I don't know, it feels like horsehair made in Bangladesh. Yeah, I don't know. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to coat this whole canvas with the white paint just so it has like a base. I should probably put something underneath this canvas so I don't get paint all over my brand new desk. And this video might come out before my art desk renovation. So if it does, basically I have like this whole new art area of my apartment. So stay tuned for that video. It's coming very soon. Very excited. I need to put something underneath this canvas. I'm gonna get paint all over it. And I also read online it takes from 5 to 10 minutes for everything to dry. And then it also takes days for it to cure per se. So I'm gonna let this sit for about 10 to 15 minutes and then we will start with the landscape. I have this little board on my Pinterest. Sorry about the glare, that's my lighting. And I've been wanting to do like a fall landscape just because fall is like my favorite season. So I think I'm going to do something like this. I don't know if it's going to be too hard or not, but that is what we're going to go for today. Okay, so while we're waiting on the canvas to dry, I want to test out these paint brushes and I also want to swatch the paint to see how pigmented they are and how well they like blend together and everything. So these paint brushes are pretty crusty. I don't know if you can see all the hairs that are sticking out of the brushes, but they're very bad. So especially for this one right here, like I really don't know if you can see it. There's so many loose hairs. I'm just going to take these scissors that I bought and I'm just going to trim all of these hairs sticking out because I just want to give these brushes a chance, you know, to be good. So this one looks good. This one has crazy hair. Can't see it very well. I'm gonna cut that. I just want to give these brushes a little bit of hope to work because it's gonna be frustrating working with brushes that aren't very good. Like this one I can't really like cut. Like it's just spread out and just bad. Okay, so I just tried the red paint and then I realized I wasn't actually filming. So yeah, basically this is what the swatch looked like and it's really not that bad. It does remind me of wash paint in a way because it dries very matte like gouache does, but it's basically just craft paint. It's basically the paint that we had to use in school because it was cheap and that's all public schools could really afford in art class is to use paints like this. So let's try the orange now. And the brushes are already starting to fray out a bit. Definitely very like thin, but it has potential to just be built with layers, you know what I mean? So let me just go ahead and swatch all of these and I'll show you what they look like. All right, here are the paint swatches. I have to say this paint's actually not bad at all. Just a couple layers probably if you wanted to make something super like, you know, pigmented, but I really love this pink and this blue. Actually looks pretty good. Like I'm actually pretty excited for this. The main color schemes I'm going to be using are these warm colors and the brown and the black. So if you guys want me to do another video where I use kind of the other colors, then definitely let me know, but I'm mainly using the warm colors today. So I'm pretty excited. The canvas is still wet, but you can definitely see that it is drying. You can see glare of it a little bit. So my boyfriend's actually on the way back with some food. So I'm gonna eat lunch, let the canvas dry for a little bit longer, and then we'll come back and we're gonna sketch out with our new mechanical pencils. We're gonna sketch out the landscape and then we're gonna start painting.
So I just started off with a basic sketch of what I wanted to do, and then I just laid out all of my paints onto the little paint palette and I started painting. You might be able to see from this, but the paint was super thin, and as soon as you would just go over like your recent layer, it would just it almost seemed like it just kept getting thinner and thinner. So it was really awkward to work with at first, but you kind of see how this paint kind of gives a weird, unique texture, but I just started painting in the basic colors at first. I love Bob Ross, and whenever he does these landscape tutorials, he always stipples his brush, so I figured to make the textures of the leaves on the ground, I would do that texture stipple type thing, and it actually came out pretty good. I really like the way that the leaves look and the texture, and I just pretty much layered the colors of the leaves and tried to blend them with different colors. You could see here that this black paint is just not pigmented at all. It was so hard to work with because I just felt like it just was not pigmented enough to layer over these other things. So I had to put many layers of this dark black, and I also had to let it dry for pretty much half the day just to be able to get some pigmented enough trees in the foreground. So these chunky brushes really sucked for painting, but to add texture to the painting, it's actually really great. As you can see, I just piled on some color onto the brush and it made this really pretty textured look that looks like it blends in with the leaves very well, and I really like the way it came out. So that's pretty much the only thing I did with these brushes was just make texture. So after filling in all of the leaves, this clip is actually from the next day. I let the canvas completely dry, and then I came back the next day to add the darker colors up top because I wanted to add some red in it just because I love the color red. So even though the canvas was completely dry, I still had paint coming off the canvas if I would push the brush down too hard. So this paint is just really, really bad with layering. I know I've said that already, but just letting you guys know, it took a lot of paint to get it to layer down. As you can see right here, I tried to add some orange and then the brown paint just came off. It was so annoying. So after finishing with the colors, I wanted to add the highlights, so I used the whiteout. And I didn't realize that this whiteout was going to be as pigmented as it was, and I also didn't realize it dried super fast. So as you could see, it was really, really light, and I didn't like how white it was. So I went back over it with just another little layer of paint just to kind of blend the white a little bit, and I think it looked a lot better after doing that.
Okay guys, so this is the final result. As you could see, I did use the whiteout basically for the highlights, and it doesn't look that bad. I mean, keep in mind guys, these are dollar paints, and I let this whole canvas dry for a day before I came back and did the layers you just saw with like the red and everything, and the paint still easily comes off of the canvas. Like if you put your paintbrush on it, the paint just starts coming off of the canvas. So it's not a very easy paint to work with at all. It's very hard to layer, and it's not super, super pigmented, so you have to put a lot of layers, but once you put another layer, the layer underneath it like comes off. So it is very hard to work with, but I think for what I had, I think I did a pretty good job. I look a bit crusty, I apologize. I'm actually kind of sick right now, so I wanted to finish this video though. So yeah, this is what we have. If I would have done this with like acrylic or gouache or watercolor, it would have looked 20 times better than this, but I think for what we have, it looks really good and I'm proud of it. I think you can tell that it's just like a road in a forest. So yeah, it could be worse for sure. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Overall, for how easy this paint is to use, I would have to give this paint probably like a 5 out of 10, but I'm sure other people use this paint way better than I do, but since it's my first time using it, it's just been kind of hard. The pencils are great. I actually really like how pigmented this whiteout is for highlights for sure. I have not tried the erasers or anything, but that's something I will try in the future. The only thing I don't like about all of the things that I bought are the paintbrushes. They worked fine. They're very cheap. They frayed a lot. Like, I don't know if you can see that. They fray. It doesn't make it very easy to make little small details, and these little chunky brushes right here, they're really great to make texture. That's what I did. I kind of just did like a stipple texture, but anything else, these brushes are not good. So the only thing I have to negatively say about any of these products is that the brushes suck. Other than that, everything is actually pretty good. The canvases are a little cheap, but I feel like if you used acrylic, it would be fine. So if there's any more art challenges you guys would like to see, then definitely let me know down below and I will do them. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to check out all of my other channels down below and my social medias down below. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.